right, guys. This one, Serpent's Call. Listen, it's. I will say it's a little underrated. I do think it should be on the main page. For some reason, it's not. Like, I think it should be in the top, whatever. But this is it's a big map for an Easter egg that's not that big, if that makes sense. There's a lot of steps, but it's all like collectible steps. There's one main side mission, wonder weapon stuff, like staffs technically, and then soul boxes. There's a lot. But first thing we want to do, we are going to grab the frying pan. So that's going to be our first step, just because it can get us through a couple, get us to kind of our first soul box. So there are 5 soul boxes. 3 are for zombies, 2 are for dogs, or otherwise known as, what do they call them in this? The flying types. Like they come in, they're like crawlers almost. First thing we have to collect is the vacuum. Now the vacuum should be in this first area. They spawn in different locations. We will need them for Pack-a-Punch. It looks like it's back there, yeah. So it usually spawns in the front or in the back here. There's 4 of these containers. Again, they spawn in different locations, but yeah. So we're going to open this door first, and we're going to make our way to our first gun and the first soul box. So go all the way down. Do not bother opening this door. We're going to get it from another way. But just go all the way down. And then right here is the first soul box, which is green, and green means zombies. Blue ones are dogs, green are zombies. That's all you have to know. Bonk. Kaboom. Oh, that's convenient. That kind of works out because they spawn closer down here. But we're going to go over to here, and we're going to buy the Oni. The Oni is a decent starting weapon for 750, so we're going to keep it on us for a little bit. Now, you might get a Brutus here. He's not too bad. It's when you get 3 Brutuses at a time, it gets bad. But for right now, we're just going to focus on keeping this box going until it's done. So Jason just finished that one. We're going to go left. So to open this door, right here is the Titan, or once you open this door, right here's the Titan. That's going to be our main weapon. We're not going to get it till later, though, because you don't want to get slowed until you have at least speed and stamina up. But we're going to turn on power. And if we go over to here, here's the first shield part. Now, you will find these corrupted histories. These are basically just lore. The developer or map creator allowed or added lore, which is pretty cool. But as far as we know, there's no point to them. You don't get anything out of it. It's purely just lore, which, again, we appreciate, but we're not going to bother with it. But here's the first one. This is the music Easter egg. There's 3 of those. We're not going to show you that either. But a part will spawn here later that we will want for a side Easter egg. But for right now, we are going to work back towards spawn. Well, I guess, do we want to go back towards spawn and work around, Jason? Or do you want to go, like, do you want to go up and through, or do you want to go backwards?
We could save some money by not having to do those 2 doors if we go back through spawn.
That's fine. Okay, so we'll work our way back towards spawn and open the other doors first. Get our first primary weapon. This is the first soul box that we did. We're going to go this way, and we're going to buy our first gun for 1400, which is going to be right back here. It's the NV4. I really love this gun, and I think it's really good pack-a-punched. So we're going to grab that one next. Yeah, you can open that one if you want. Your call. If you can open the next one, too. Ooh. Fall back. Nice. Oh, man. So that's the Brutus. What a terrible spawn for that Brutus. Holy shit. Right there's the gun that we wanted. Jason just opened this. You guys just saw us kill the Brutus. But we're going to go through, and Jason also opened this door. And what this does is it gets us to the second soul box for zombies. Be careful here. With 2 people, it can get a little hectic. So as you can see, there are flaming zombies. These spawn when they walk through a fire. That will be significant later on for one of the wonder weapons, quote unquote. But for right now, don't worry about them. Okay, so that just finished. Awesome. What we can also do is we can do the next main mission. So right here on the right, you will see this orange symbol. So right here, if we activate the challenge, that's the Defender challenge. So there's 3 different types of challenges. Defender, totems, and a damage one, I believe. This is Defender. So we're going to keep 1 zombie alive. This is perfect. So what we want to do is you will find these like towers, sort of. All you have to do is survive inside of them for 30 seconds. Not too bad. It's much easier when you don't have a shit ton of zombies on you. It's just dogs, and they spawn very slowly. Those are the dogs we were talking about. They spawn very slowly, so just like you might get 2. Oh, and I can also buy my gun. Oh, don't leave the ring. That's the other thing I forgot to mention. Sweet. So now I'm going to buy the NV. So we're going to go backwards, basically. We're going to open that. Remember that door that we debated? Like, do we want to open that one? This is going to loop back. I'm going to do this next tower, which is back in spawn. I can open this one for us. Boom. So now that we are out here, what we can do, here's the next soul box for the dogs. So those two are next to each other in the sense of there's one in spawn and one here. So when there's a dog round, we could actually fill both of them at the same time. But we also want to come over here and we want to activate the drill, and it will say repair parts needed. So now when you hit this, 5 parts will spawn on the map. The first one is actually over by Jason. It's right in this corner here. It won't disappear right away, but it'll disappear like in a couple seconds later. So just know that you picked it up. But that's the first part. Jason, do you want to open up this next door?
Because that would open that
oh,
so
perfect.
You can do your tower.
Yeah, so we can do tower and we can start the next soul box. That's cool. So this will be the last soul box. So then after this, all 3 will be done. All 3 zombie ones will be done. But right here is that soul box. This is Pack-a-Punch. This is why we're picking up those vacuum containers, because we got to get rid of this fire. And then while Jason's holding those zombies, right here is that last tower that we have to do. So we just did like 4 different parts, like steps, in one go there. 2, 1. First challenge is done. You get some points, and I believe you also get a perk, which is nice. So that's why we want to hold off on the perks a little bit, because you get a lot of them for free by doing these challenges. So now we can do the next challenge, which is back in spawn. So the next challenge back here, it should be on this wall, if literally that's spawn right there. Let's see. It is kills challenge. So you need 5 headshots, or I'm sorry, you need 5 melee kills, 15 headshot kills, and then 5 explosive kills. Now you can get those at this wave obviously very easily with grenades, but you will also find these explosive barrels around the map, and you can shoot them and they'll explode, and that counts as well. So you just have to train them into that location. I think we're better off just using grenades, especially because we still have a soul box left. We can probably just cook them and hit them. So and these exploders don't count. So yeah, we can move on and we can start this next soul box. This last soul box for the zombies, I should say. So while we're here, we're also going to go straight ahead, and right underneath this cauldron here is the second drill part. Now the drill is a side Easter egg for free stuff. Oh, I didn't realize you were cooking grenades for that. I apologize. So the drill is just for secondary stuff. It's all side stuff. So you don't have to do the drill, but it definitely helps, and you will see why later. I'm going to open this one, which takes us downstairs into this area. Here is another one of those corrupted history things. Here is the next vacuum. Again, this container is, it potentially can spawn there. Again, very easy to find. This takes you back into the jugs room and power. If you go left, this is the drop down. Don't drop down here. We don't really recommend it because it's a pain in the ass to get back up. And then this goes back to the start of the cave. So don't worry about that right now. Now we've gotten everything in here. So we really have no reason to come back here except for like side stuff later, or like other parts later. I shouldn't say side stuff. It's still part of the main Easter egg. But we will come back there later, and then we can start opening doors because we don't have to worry about money as much. We'll be pretty stacked by then. Is this dogs? Come on. Yep. Okay. So I'm going to take this one. Jason's going to take the other one, and we're just going to split the zombies and then, or split the dogs, and, you know, it should go pretty smoothly. So these dogs aren't hard. You just have to watch out for that lunge attack. So like that, and then I move out of the way and I finish them off. If 4 of those hit you at once, you're basically dead, but it's pretty rare. So mine is done. Jason's going to work on his. Well, I guess I can bring him over. So the reason we're doing these soul boxes is actually because it gives us the wonder weapon. It allows us to get the swords. And the sword can now be picked up. Jason just finished that one. So we will open down to the swords and we will get our sword, which helps us with the melee kills. So the sword is a one-shot for a very, very, very long time. Now we're going to go back to where the first challenge was. We already completed this one, but we're going to open this door. This is where the drop-down leads. The drop-down's over there, but what we want is our sword. Now, these swords are very good, and we're going to show you how to upgrade all of them. So here's the drop-down I was talking about, and right here is the second shield part. We're still missing one shield part. I have to think about where it is. So if we're looking at the sword, if you go right here, here's the next drill part. I'm not sure how many we're on right now, but yep, there's the next one. Open this door by the first soul box just because there's probably some stuff in here. This is the final part of the Easter egg in here. If you go over to here for 2,500, you can roll your equipment. Not worth doing. Don't even bother. And then here is our third vacuum. So here's the last zombie soul box that we did. At this point, we haven't gone down here, but we're going to show you what's down here. So this is called the castle, I believe. Yes, the castle. This is a wide open area, and there's a lot of steps in here. So remember those lore pieces that we told you about, those things that we're not worrying about? If you have any, you can actually put them in this fountain, and it'll show you some lore on the wall. It's pretty cool. But what we're here for are the soul boxes here for the sword upgrades. So there are 4 upgrades. Each one is really good. We're going to show you how to do all of them. But we're going to recommend that you do the fire one first, just because it's the hardest and it's easier to do at lower waves. So right now we're going to leave that sword in there. We're going to grab the other swords too. You can actually just grab them and put them in. So don't worry about having space or like, oh no, do I have to wait to get a new sword? No, you can have as many as you want. You just have to make sure that you put 4 in there. So I'm just going to grab the other 3 and keep placing them. And Jason can grab one as well. Oh, here's the last shield part. Perfect. Change of plans just because we can make it easier. It was harder before because we didn't really know what we were doing, but now that we know all the steps, technically we can do everything in one round. So Jason's just gonna save a zombie. I might as well just grab another sword just because, and we're gonna do all of the steps for the swords right now. Actually, I just don't know which one I want to start with. I guess we'll do wind first, maybe. Why not? We'll do wind. As I said, fire is the hardest, but you need zombies for that. You have to use souls basically. So we'll just start with whichever one I see first, honestly. Before we do that, we're going to get the next power part, or drill part, I mean. So if here's power, we're going to go back here, keep going straight, and you will notice that this piece has now spawned right here, next to the orb. Also, we're going to go over to the drill, and we're going to build the shield right here. How many parts do we have left? We're missing 1 piece of the drill. I got to think about where that is. Oh, yeah, I know where that is. So the last drill part is right past this first soul box that we did, and it's in this back corner right here. It's like this giant battery thing. So just make sure you grab this, and now we can build the drill. And the drill, as I said, it's a side Easter egg because it gives you a lot of free perks. The main thing we want to do is we want to start the lightning staff, or lightning sword, I should say. So right across from power is a lightning bolt on the ground. We're going to start it, and literally you just have to stay by this thing and take it all the way down. This one's probably the longest just because it's a little slow. I would definitely recommend doing this when you have 1 zombie left and someone can train it. If not, this one's not exactly a priority sword, but it is nice to have. So you will see that orb right there. Don't worry about that just yet, but we just finished the first sword. Nice. So this is the Roar of the Olympia. Roar of Olympia. This one's pretty cool, but I don't like it. It's an electric sword, but whenever you hit something with it, it causes your mouse to go straight up, so I do not like this one. Jason, do you have a zombie on you? Because these guys just
respawned.
I have a couple. Oh, maybe it went to new wave.
It started a new wave.
Okay, that's fine. So what we're going to do, don't pick that up. We can actually bang out the fire one. Now, what we want to do is we want to get these fire zombies lit up. So basically the idea is we want to train them back to where we got the sword because there's so much fire, and basically just train around in there, light them on fire, and then we have to take them to one of 3 altars, sort of. They're like soul boxes from Origin, I believe, or whatever. But just bring them in here. Jason already has them. You'll see these are the fire zombies. You just have to let the fires hit them. It's a low wave right now, so this should go pretty well and pretty easy. Right here is the first one right next to the first soul box that we did. So this is perfect. We just line them up. Once this lights on fire, that's how you know it's done. That's like the first 5 or whatever. So let me show you this real fast. So if I go here, what it does is that knocks them down. It doesn't really kill them. Okay, so first one's done. We're gonna move on up, and the next one's a little higher up in the cave, right across from that door. Actually, it's just right at the top of the cave. The door's right there. There we go. I was like, where's the door? So without continuing the wave, we're going to do another sword. As you can see, I'm not a huge fan of this, the Roar of Olympia. Not that good, just because it doesn't do that much damage. It's more of a knockback. So we're going to do the next one, which is the Ghost. Now, Ghost is a little weird, but honestly, it might be the best ability. We can still hold this sword. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick up this orb, and then there are 4 altars on the map that you have to basically place this orb on. If you get hit, the orb will fall, and then you have to re-pick it up in under a minute. If it goes to the minute marker, it will respawn here, and you have to re-hit the altars. So we're going to pick it up. That also counts for this fire too, I believe, so just be wary of that. Now we just have to find the altars. So the first one is right next to where we found the first challenge. So right there, first ghost. So the second one is back in spawn right here. So if you're looking at Pack-a-Punch, we're going to go right here. Here's the third one. And the last one is actually back where we got the sword. So now we can work our way over. So there's also another one of those in here. So right here's the third container for the fire zombies. So I'm just going to train them in here, and I'll finish that one up before we do that last one. Oh, okay, cool. This one's done already. So that's 2. We got a couple more zombies. Let's see if we can finish out the fire sword here. So I'm just going to wait for those fire guys to come over, and then we should be done with fire, which is the hardest one done, as I said before. Come on. We're so close to being done with fire. Sweet, it's done. So that's fire. Now I'm gonna go grab fire because fire, in my opinion, is the best damage-wise. So this is the fire sword. This thing is sick. Basically what it does, I'll show you later, but basically what it does is you hit a zombie and it makes like a fire eruption that stays there. It does AoE damage and it just decimates everything in its path. I just have to redo the ghost again. But yeah, the fire sword I would say is the best, and then the ghost sword is also very good, and we'll talk about why in a second. So the last altar is right here in the spawn area. So that is the third one done. Now, the ghost sword is really cool. Let me show you this one real fast. Death's Kiss. So what this does is threefold, right? Well, technically twofold. So if you get hit, it will slow a zombie to a very slow pace indefinitely. So you can save every round if you want to. So that's really awesome. The other thing it does is if I hit a zombie, it doesn't kill them and actually turns them. So that's why this sword is incredibly powerful. But for right now, just because we don't have to worry about points, I might just hold this one for the slow damage, so the slow speed. And then we're going to finish out the drill, and then we're going to do the last sword, and then we're done. Where we can move on to the next step of the Easter egg, which is the explosive kills. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go and build the drill. So we should have all 5 parts. We want to repair the drill. It'll go white. And here's the drill. Now, what's really cool about this is every round it will give you a drop. So this excavated points. So that means I get more points. I got 530. The better things that you get are free perks and pack-a-punched weapons, which is awesome. So Jason just put in the last sword, which is the Sword of Wind. And now somewhere on the map will spawn this giant light. You literally can't miss it. It's like a... It's so bright. You got to be careful with this. Make sure you save a zombie. There's 4 of these or 3 of these on the map. It slows you for 15 seconds. So this is as fast as you can go. Just hold on to it. You just have to do this a couple times. Luckily, we have a zombie saved and a zombie slowed. So we're good. We're chilling. That's why you should do this ghost sword, honestly, first. And here is the last vacuum. This is actually huge because now we can open Pack-a-Punch, and we'll show you how that works. It's actually really cool. So with those vacuum containers, we can go over to this fire. Try and stay behind one of these pillars here, and just press F 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, yep. It causes the fire to go away. So if we drop down, it takes us to Pack-a-Punch, as you can see. That's cool and all, but what is also cool... also zombies do spawn in here, so you can't stay in here forever. But if we go over to... Oh, goddamn. If we go over to this purple altar right here, it takes you to the sword room, which is kind of nice if, like, say someone goes down across the map, you can get there really quick. So I would say keep it like this until you have to Pack-a-Punch, just to save some time. So see, it takes you right here. And also, here's the next slow. So we'll wait the 15 seconds. And here is the last one right by the drill. I believe is the last one. I don't think there's any more after this. Oh, nope. One more in spawn. Perfect. I literally walked into it. Okay, cool. Then we'll head back towards the teleporter just to save some time. Save me a trip. So right here is the Eye of the Cyclone. So this one... Honestly, out of all of them, it's kind of the... Well, I would say it's more useful than the electric one just because it doesn't cause you to look up. This does straight line damage. So basically, if there's a zombie in front of me, it'll kill all the zombies behind it for like 10 feet. But what's also cool is if you get hit, its passive ability is that if you get hit, you actually get a speed boost. It's like having fast feet. What's it called in this? What's the fast perk? Speed up, I guess, that is in some maps. It's not that worth it. I'm trying to think of what it's called. It doesn't really matter. The boot. You know, the boot
They
drop?
say it's speed boost when you get it, but I think it is actually called fast feet.
Yeah. So it's not really worth it in my opinion, so I'm actually going to grab fire, and Jason can grab probably his ghost if he wants it. Those will be what we'll use in the boss fight. So for this next challenge, your reward isn't a perk, it's actually pack-a-punching the weapon in your hand. So when you get that last explosive kill, just make sure that, or melee kill or headshot that you needed, just make sure that you have the gun that you want to pack-a-punch out. So again, for this, you can use grenades if you want to, or you can just use those explosive barrels. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of make a loop and then hit him with the explosive and just pray to God I don't down myself. Now you can refill these barrels for 200, but it looks like Jason got it done. So now I get to have my gamer's paradise, and now I can work on pack-a-punching my LMG when I get the chance. But we also have one more challenge to do, and that one's actually really easy, so we just have to get it real fast. But I only have one zombie left, I think, and it's a crawler, so I don't know if Jason has any.
I have one here that's actually slowed with the sword.
Oh, awesome.
So the barrels don't count. It had to be with a grenade.
Oh, damn. Okay, so don't do what I did. Good to know. So we're gonna go over to here. So if up there's stamina, all we have to do is go to here, and it will start the last challenge, which is to find the 3 totems. Very easy to find. The first one is not there. It usually spawns there, but maybe it spawns later. You have to do them in a certain order, but if it's not there, it's in spawn or down low. They're pretty close to each other. Oh, or we're in a whole new location. Wow, we've never had this spawn before. So here's one of them. There's 3 on the map. Hopefully they haven't all changed, otherwise this could take a bit. So I showed you the first 2. Here's the other one. This one's a common spot right across from the second challenge that we did. Is that it right there? Oh wow, it is. So this is another location we haven't seen before. It's on the pyramid. So that should be all 3, right? Ideally. Yeah. So it gives us quick revive. So let me just show you that last location that I was talking about, because again, I've never seen that location. So the last location, it's either going to be here, so that's one of them as I showed you, and then the other one's going to be right by Mule Kick, right here. So those are the only locations we've seen. Hopefully there's no other ones. But yeah, Jason, you can kill that zombie. It's go time. Now we have to get drops. So when we do this, now that we finish the challenges, there's going to be the zombies are going to drop 3 relics. It's just a matter of RNG. It's not too bad. They usually come pretty quickly. So we're going to just bang this out real fast.
Yeah, there's one.
There's one where... Oh, yeah, here's one. So grab it. Again, remember, there's 3 of them. Here's 2. This should be the coin. Here's the last ritual. So now it's just a matter of getting the wave low.
Brings only minimal satisfaction.
And then go over to here. Start the ritual. So those are the 3 pieces that we just picked up. And now we have to go back to the castle. This light right here will glow. So when you press F on this, it's going to spawn a spirit. Now you just have to find the spirit on the map. There's 3 of them. It's a little annoying in the sense that you have to go all the way across map to get them. So Jason, you might need to come down here just because it's a little easier. But basically what you have to do is press it, get the spirit, come back and press it, get the spirit, 3 times. So it's easier if Jason just comes down here, hits the button, and then I just pick it up. We just have to do it 3 times. So here's the first one right in between power and stamina. So the next one's right across from the pyramid. Again, I think the order changes, but the locations are the same. Here it is right in front of the first challenge that we did. So that's the 3rd one. The only other locations we've seen are spawn and then back in Mule Kick here. That's it. So now we have a lockdown. Now this lockdown you're probably going to want to do anyway right now, just because this is where you're going to get the bulk of your points, honestly. So Jason and I are already there. Once you activate it, it's going to bring everyone over anyway. So right here in this giant circle, I don't remember if this circle was always here or whatever, but it says start unlocking ritual. So we're going to start the ritual. Best way of doing this is one person stays in here while the other one stays in here. That is what we recommend. But yeah, so now it's just survival of the fittest. One thing that you also have to kind of prepare for is that to do the boss, you need 50,000 points. Jason's already pretty close. I want to pack-a-punch my Titan just because of how much damage it does to the boss. So I'm probably going to focus on that while Jason focuses on getting that 50,000 and then just doing the little stuff that he needs to do. He might even run 2 swords instead of having 2 guns, and I just prioritize damage while he prioritizes crowd control. Oh, so let me show you guys what the fire sword does. This thing's sick. Ready? Boom. And then anything that walks through it dies as well. And that's a pretty good AoE too. Helps a lot in the zombie room. The only thing that sucks, and one thing you do have to like make sure of, is you got to be on a good graphics card, because one of the reasons we died before was because Mr. 980 over here.
TI, I forgot the TI.
980 Ti over here was struggling with frame rate in there, so developer help the non-quadruple digit GPU holders, okay? We'd really appreciate it. So we're gonna switch this bad boy up, and I'm going to pack a punch my Titan, and then I'm good. I'm all done. I'm all set for the boss. So we are in the home stretch. Jason is almost at 50,000. As you can see right here is the boss fight for 50,000. Now, honestly, there's no good way of explaining this boss fight to you guys except for don't get downed. Well, we'll get to it in a second. As you can see, we are fighting in a very large area, and what we are fighting is a dragon. Max ammo, Jason?
Yeah.
So here he comes. Just train as many zombies as possible. Now, you can lay into him right away. That's kind of the game plan. Jason's going to more so defend as I do the most damage. Now,
all the zombies are going for you, so...
Oh, okay. Whatever. Works for me. I couldn't care less. I'm training forever. Anyways, so there's nothing that the dragon can really do to kill you, but it will lunge at you, and that does a lot of damage. So that right there is what you have to be careful of. Just be careful for that one move. He will do lightning and a fire AoE. So that's the lightning right there. Again, as you can see, it hurts, but it's not enough to knock you. It's just that lunge attack you have to worry about. Okay, so here comes the fire. Oh, unless we already killed it. Did we kill it already? Oh, okay. Wait, hold on. What's going on?
Yeah,
oh, wow. So the only other thing it will do, I guess I was just laying into it that hard with the Titan. It will do kind of like a fire. It will make the arena all fiery, and it will cause fire tornadoes. They won't down you, but he likes to do his lunge through the tornadoes. You will also get Perkaholic. There is no viable ending, so we are actually done. We did it. So that is the full Easter egg. Again, there is a lot, and there's a lot of overlap, but I think that is the best way of doing it. The Titan came in clutch. I only had to reload like once. So, yeah, that's it. Good job, Jason. A very underrated map. I'll say that. It is underrated. It is a little too long. I wish there was more like circular, but yeah, very well done. Good job, Jason.